Hey, what is going on, ladies and the gentlemen? My name is Quarbit, and I will be your host today for Europa Universalis 4. Welcome back to another Saving Your Saves campaign here, this time as Ethiopia. This was sent to me on my Discord server by Olu, and if you'd like to see your campaign saved, then all you need to do is send it to me either on my Discord server or, on Discord generally. Or you can send it to me through my email at quarbitgaming@gmail.com. Just send it, have the name of whatever the country is, and send me the save file. Either the backup or the regular one, doesn't really matter. And I'll do my best to try and save it. Now, this is a little bit of a difficult campaign. I've taken a look at it, and it's not the easiest looking thing to save here. Now, at first, you might look at this and say, hey, it's not really that bad, because all you need to do is, not attack the Mamluks, go around and try to unsiege stuff while sieging other things. Now, you also start to notice there's also this war over here, which, again, it's not that bad. All you need to do is siege all of Marahan, try and get a white piece, or at least a few things out of this, and then, call it quits. You don't want to stay here for too long, because you have the Mamluks on your back. Now, sure, at first it looks like it's kind of easy, but then you notice a few other things. And one of the main things to notice is army quality comparison. Yeah, we're almost at the bottom here for the morale. The Mamluks have pretty disgusting morale. They're in their golden era as well. They also have power projection, pretty decent. Army tradition's massive. The prestige is massive. And over here we have not much. Not much at all. So it's not going to be a very easy campaign. We also have no discipline, by the way, which is lots of fun. But hey, we do have exploration, religious, and kind of, but not really defensive because there's nothing taken yet. Religious, it's a pretty good choice for the beginning. Exploration, you haven't done much exploration, I don't think. I don't know if this is already a thing you can find, but nothing too interesting down here. Obviously, well, is there a colony going on here, actually? I'm kind of confused. Did you colonize down here? Oh, you did! Interesting. Okay, so you're going for a... you're going down here in Africa. Okay, interesting. Now, I've also noticed you have... What is it? It's a few conquistadors here? Yeah, huh. Okay, you have a few conquistadors, which is weird because those are used for the New World, generally speaking. Yeah, just generally speaking, they're used for the New World. I guess some stuff over here technically counts, but you don't need it for this stuff. Anyways, what we're gonna do is probably swap this guy to this guy, because he has more pips, 4 compared to 6 here. We're going to get rid of our worst guy, which I think will be this one. The 112 is not pretty good. He doesn't even have the siege pip, although he does have the fire or whatever, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. We need to keep our military points. Our national decisions. This one we don't need because if we look at our religious unity, it's actually doing really well. We don't really need more missionary strength, so that doesn't matter. There's no heretics in here anyway, so it doesn't matter. Tolerance of heretics also doesn't matter. So anyways, all that stuff doesn't matter. Okay, now onto the actual war. On the bright side, I noticed you have really good defensiveness in certain areas. So what we're going to do here, just give a little bit of a boost to that with this defensive edict in multiple places. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Let's get the defensiveness up in the area while they're going to try and siege stuff. Now, the Mamluks are actually probably going to, get this guy out of the war soon because they're almost dead entirely. And they're an ally, they're not actually a vassal or anything. Speaking of allies, these ones are really good to have, especially for this war here, so I'm glad you do have those. I would have also liked to see a different composition going on here, but you don't really have the space to change that right now, so we'll just run with it. We'll of course ask for money here. Money will be fantastic. We'll also probably give a little bit more to the nobility, because I noticed you don't have any, so we'll give this over. Over here we'll give it over, even though it's a center of trade, it's also a highlands fort, which is really nice to have. Anything else here? I mean, your capital's a pretty good defensive location anyway, but we can go a little bit further with that, with this fort defense guy over here. So the defensiveness on your capital is now 114%. That's nearly a double siege timer per tick, which is quite nice to have. Now, what I would have imagined the original plan would be to go up here and try to siege stuff back down. But then I noticed there's this fort here. That's kind of a problem. Now, there's kind of the off chance we could go around it and try to go up here, step on their capital, and, you know, try and scare them off a little bit, at least move them away from our country. It's very unlikely we'll see ourselves with a white piece here, though. We might have to make some concessions to the Mamluks. But for now, we're going to go down here and focus over here. The reason why is because this is a war we can get out, you know, rid of very, very soon in comparison to the Mamluks one. The Mamluks one, I want to sit here and, you know, become a turtle a little while with our defensiveness in our forts. I would have liked, you know, this to be in a better location, but there's not too many great locations. I mean, over here would have been fantastic. Not too much else as for like good locations, but this one fort up here is pretty much a disaster, just waiting to happen. And you saw that firsthand as it got taken, and now we can no longer go up here. But let's not dwell on the mistakes of the past. Well, what we can do for now is try and move forward. So, yeah, we're gonna move this guy down here. Also drop this down. Anything else I'm missing? Just want to make sure, because we don't have a super strong economy to begin with. Yeah, we'll just go ahead with what we have here. These, by the way, these guys are pretty much dead. This whole thing that exists here is pretty much just gone. This navy, so yeah. Extra tax in here would be pretty good, but the prestige for your morale is probably very important right now. In fact, if I had the money, if I had the right, you know, sense of mind, a prestige guy would be okay to have in your advisor, your admin slot, actually. Anyways, we can't do much about that, so we'll go speed forward just until we move over. You don't have many things to look at, so we're gonna do our best to move over. Suppose we could also split in two and assign the other guy, which might not be a bad idea. But yeah, we're just gonna try and absolutely destroy this guy. Just get them out immediately, because we don't want to fight Yemen as well. Drawing out any of these wars, either one, is a really bad idea. So as long as we can finish one, we might have a chance at finishing the other, and this is the easiest path to go down. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and see what we can do here. I'll wait for Mara to lock in. I don't think there's anyone behind them who will come in and help, so... Oh, never mind. That's a visual glitch that happens all the time, saying, hey, we'll have a battle here, but not really. So that's some good stuff. Okay, if there's no one here, obviously we know what to do. Have this go here, and have this go here. Spread out and do all those things. We also have pretty low manpower, kind of easily solved by slack in recruiting, which is, you know, everything that you would possibly want to do with professionalism is not quite as much as you could get with just slack in recruiting a few times, so... Sometimes it's necessary. Right now is that time, so... As long as we can get these guys to lower medium, it's pretty much a done deal. We can white piece. Even a little bit more than white piece, actually, because we can grab their capital, which has bad defensiveness. So, we should very easily be able to finish this war over here. And of course, we'd have to go back over here to re-siege things, but, yeah. Now, any sort of fight with the Mamluks is, I kind of want to say, 100% off the table. It's just not going to happen. No matter how you look at it, it's just not how it's going to be. We can't fight the Mamluks. Our morale is way too low for that. And, no, that's it. That's actually it. That's the whole thing. That is 100% of the deal. That's all of it. We just can't fight them. There's no way. Over here, we grab their capital. We can probably get a white piece soon. Oh, great. Thanks, game. That's what I wanted right now. If I can go down here, they're locked in, and they have the minus, so if we can get in here and fix it... Oh, baby, come on! Oh, beautiful. We can at least get something in here. Ah, very nice. You love to see those clutch plays happen. Okay, how are we doing? We're doing well in the war score. They're going down. Down in the will to keep fighting department, which is exactly what we want. Ooh. We'll go with the extra ones in Ogaden, try and get this done, because it is also a drain on your economy a little bit. An economy that is trying to subsidize the existence of 8 cavalry. Yeah. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so we've pretty much grabbed the entire country here. All we need to do is get rid of their army, and they should be medium or low. Right here, they're at high. Wait, what? Oh, it's an ongoing battle, isn't there? Yes, there is. 27 over here. It's a naval battle. I don't know if they'll win that, so we'll try and wait for them to lock in, see if we can get both of these guys over here. One will reach there on 20th and one's on the 25th. 5 days in between is not that bad. Come on, give me that army. Give me that army. Thank you. 21%. Not quite the white piece yet. But we can move over here and try our best to keep doing this thing. 7.5 war exhaustion. Keeping that war exhaustion high is very important for us, so, you know, glad to see something happen with it. We'll try and take this down real quick. Yeah, we'll do our best here. Stack white, please. No, not quite. Over here, no, because it's not going to work like that. Yeah, the war with the Mamluks is not going so well. Even with the defensiveness, we're still going to lose our capital. We're going to have to concede a few things, maybe even release a few nations. We're pretty much at the mercy of the Mamluks right now. But that's kind of the point. We need to keep ourselves alive right now. Ooh. Well, of course, increasing the stability would be amazing. They took our capital, which sucks a whole lot. Let's see what we can do here. Now, that's actually a really good admiral we have, I have to say. In fact, we can do this with it, and do this because Mombasa and Kilwa have a sizable, rather sizable, navy over here, so it works out. Okay, we can't do much against the Mamluks. Like, nothing really at all. So if we were to offer tribute, they'd give us an offer which we'd pretty much have to accept. And then we'd have to be able to use it later, which would be releasing... We'd give them two things here. If I can swap out releasing Alodia here, and give them these two things, would that be better? I'd prefer that. Oh, they don't want the parts of the peace deal. Apparently they don't want gold either. So they don't want this part of the... I don't know why they don't. I know they do want this, at least. If I can swap out a few, you know, release nations things, in terms of giving them something else, that would be so much better. What else would you want? Looks like nothing. They don't want anything else. Return cores, anything here? No, nothing special. I don't want to release more nations, that's the thing. Unless it's something really small that doesn't matter. Like this over here is small and doesn't matter. Then we can just give them some money, right? Nope, they just don't want gold at all. I'd be okay with releasing like really small nations that are down here because they don't create a blockade for the Mamluks. But we'll see if we can try and bring up the Mamluks' war exhaustion a little bit more. They have massive casualties. Most of those are from attrition, which is exactly what I wanted. Die in the mountains, you know, have fun over here. Pretty much. So how's this? So did they just grab something over here? Ah, they grabbed Kilwa's capital. Of course they did. Of course they did. That's super great for us. 100% fantastic. They're at 9. We might be able to get them down to low in the next little while. Okay, Kilwa's out. That means that's actually better for us. It means we have more war score. And in theory, we can finish this off, actually. So, I think what we should do is probably finish off this war. We can't take much. We can take a few ducats. In fact, a few ducats might be everything we'd want from this war. We'll give it the few extra seconds to try and, of course, grab these two little sieges right here. Because they shouldn't be besieging a few things back, but... yeah, nothing the soon, you know, relative time span. Okay. 11, which is fine. What we're gonna do here is just ask for money. That's it. Try and get money out of this. And that should be fine. Okay, we're finishing this war with Matahan. We don't want this war anymore. I'm gonna move these boys back over here. And we have a slight chance to do something against this, but it requires, like, 1 billion guys. So we kind of want to ask ourselves here, what's better? The 1 billion guys or other things? And now they're asking for more, which is stupid. What else do you want? Money? This is literally 100, so... I'm pretty sure they can't refuse 100. I think you can literally just pay people off for wars and stuff. So in theory, if we take this and we just give them more money, they'll accept it. So basically, just a whole bunch of loans, and they'll accept, you know, not releasing more nations. But it depends on what we value more, the nations or, you know what I'm saying. We could give them this. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can force them to, like, take whatever, as long as we do this. No, they literally just don't want this for any purpose. We're gonna have this one territory in the middle of nowhere. Literally 3 value, okay. Great. Now, I'm not too concerned about this area over here. It's not the greatest development. A 3, 4, 4, 5. It's not the worst thing. It's just a really, really inconvenient location it's in. So, yeah. The Mamluks also get this fort here, which, if I'm going to give it to them, of course I'm going to destroy the castle. I'm not going to be that stupid. Yeah, sure, you can have that if you want now. Still want a sap? Of course you do. Great, okay, you can have that, because it has no value to me anymore. Okay, let's see what we can do. War reps, I'd be okay with giving them war reps. Janjudo here. It's not very big. What else do we want to give them? To get them off our backs, because there's no way we can do anything to them. That's super effective. Also, I should have mentioned, we had to do this as well. We have to, of course, rush through defensive as soon as possible. For the next war with the Mamluks, which will take a while. But anyways, back to the rest of the tribute. 100%, 68 ducats, sorry. This is what the peace deal is going to look like. Because we just can't survive anything else. On the bright side, what we do have is relatively few loans, you know, when you look at the big picture, and an army. Those are great. Those are good things that we can still use for a little while, right? So, we're going to try and do our best here. Our great power status is fine. The plutocratic coup, of course, because we have our influence back here. When does this stuff end? 2 years. And when does this come up? In 1st of January 42. And that is September of... Sorry, this one. That is March of 42. Unfortunately, that means we'll be taking one thing away from the burghers over here. This is a massive province. Good lord, that is a massive province. That must have been your old capital for development. And then you must have moved it over here, I'm assuming. Because your dev here is 16, your dev here is 43. So you definitely devved up in here. Yeah, huh. 228% development. I don't know why you moved your capital, actually. I guess the mountains is kind of important. Okay. Anyways, try to fix the economy a little bit more by decreasing these things. These defensiveness values. As for all your other things, like other state edicts, none. Okay, that's good for us, actually. You can get a free stability, which I might want to do in tandem with this. Getting this 2 stability might be really, really nice. When it comes to the burghers, we'll have to take away something. This will make them very angry, so we won't do that. Your total influence is 101.9. We will take away probably this, because it has... You know, there's no actual trade center here, so it doesn't need to be that. Make them a little bit angry, but it is what it is. As long as we don't get any plutocratic coups in the meantime. Now the difference here is wondering to ourselves, when will this be? 5 years it'll take for that. And if we... Which means it'll take maybe 10 years, let's say an average of 5 or 6 years to grab the next tech. I think I'm going to keep the next tech and not touch this yet. I'm going to try and grab the next tech at least. Okay, now, everyone knows that once you've just lost a war, the best thing to do is immediately go into another war with someone who's weaker. Now, you might have noticed a little bit here, you know, a little bit of something something. We don't actually have a truce. I'm sorry, we do have a truce with this. What am I talking about? I'm stupid. Anyways, we can get the claims back from these guys. In fact, we have the same truce for some reason. That's a little bit odd, but okay. We'll of course grab the claims for whatever we have here. Ooh, that is really nice. Okay, nothing else. But we're gonna try and grab a little bit more land. Ooh, you're allied with the Mamluks? That is so unlucky. Okay, that is so weird. One thing we can do is try and create more alliances with the people that we just released. But we should, as soon as possible, try and go into a second war and try to grab more land. We have things to recover, so it's kind of important to do those things. We'll also, of course, decrease these, except for... Actually, we need to keep them up for devastation. This devastation creates massive issues. So, over here, do we have... No devastation here. Okay, that's fine. Over here, we have a little bit of devastation, but it'll go down by itself well enough. We'll decrease the army so we can get money. Anything else we can't quite do. We can also probably fire this guy. We need the money. We need to pay back our loans, of course. And I think as long as we... It's a little bit of a trick here, but essentially, if we use corruption to pay back some loans, and then pay back the corruption over time, what it basically does here is, over time we can, like, the interest will pay back for the corruption, kind of. And, you know, inflation's a little bit less when we do this. So what we'll do is use that to pay back loans. Rooting out corruption will be a very slow over time sort of thing here. Because we do need money to repay one of those loans. So, of course, a little bit of corruption's fine. We'll use... We'll try and get rid of a little bit over time. It only takes 2 years. Being ahead of time in those 2 techs is very nice for getting rid of that as well. So, you know, the theory goes we're also kind of saving ourselves a little bit. Okay, I'd like to revamp your composition here a little bit, because the cavalry is going to make me lose my mind slightly. Let's go over here to Wileta. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to annex you at some point anyway. I'm looking for Gondur, not Gondor, Gondur, which is the brilliant, amazing place over here with the market town. So we definitely want more local trade here. Yes, we definitely do want more local trade in this over here. How much trade do we have? 31% is pretty okay, actually. I'm just wondering... Are you collecting here? Ooh, that is bad. Big bad. No, don't do this. I don't think that's a good idea. Or is it? Hold on a second here. By collecting here, we actually... Do we get the penalty? We don't get the penalty in our capital for collecting. We get the penalty, like, everywhere else in our entire trade empire. But if anything, that means you should be collecting over here because, I mean, look at this. You're getting 0.52. The local and incoming is 10. Over here, the local... Actually, never mind. No, I think the collect from trade here from the Gulf of Aden, in theory, should be better, I think. Over here at 0.42. We'll change it back if it becomes a problem. But we'll check in 1 month. So 0.42 compared to... What do we get here? Pfft, nothing. Okay, never mind. We'll send it back. We'll send it back. The one in Zanzibar. Okay, that's fine. Collecting is fine because it doesn't affect our node here. Our home node. It affects every other node we have power in, though. Yeah, pretty much. Try and get our corruption down just a little bit. In fact, I might just get rid of that for now. And we'll use another debased currency to get rid of another loan. The theory goes, the more we can get rid of this interest rate, the better. But of course, corruption also gives an all power costs by exactly whatever the corruption is, which is not very good. The best is to have it exactly the same as your innovativeness, because then it cancels out. But in this case, I think we'll just go ahead and wait a little bit for the next loan. Speed 5 actually for that. To repay one, and then the interest is lower. We make more money, and then we can pay back the last loan regularly. This is sort of the fast track to getting rid of your loans, and then we can pay back the corruption over time. Pretty much. Now, your rivals actually don't exist for some reason, which you should have done. Especially for things like over here. We can't actually embargo here or here, but over here... Actually, no, we can't embargo any because we have truces with everyone. But at least having some projections gives you the long-time rivals, which also gives you more morale and other good things, so it's kind of good to have that. Over here, I'm kind of willing to let this die if it ends up dying. Only a little bit, though, because this army is expensive to maintain. I'll maintain it to about... between a quarter and a third. Here's what this looks like. We'll send 5 over here into Ogaden. Yeah, exactly like that. Precisely. Give him the leader just in case. Line's breaking with Kilwa, who doesn't like me for some reason. Why don't you like me? Allied 2, you ditched me and started to ally Matahan. That is disgusting. I don't know why you would do that. Why would you do that? What? That's illegal. That's so cursed. That's stupid. Anyway, see what we can do here. We lost against natives. I'm just disappointed in myself at this point. Oh, this colony is supposed to really be... I mean, it's a little bit of a drain on the economy. But that's just me justifying the fact that I lost because I'm stupid and I didn't want to really have to go there in the first place. Okay, if we really want to, I guess the theory goes we can just move this whole thing over here, which maybe I should have done in the first place. Ooh, a free stability back up to stab 3. There you go. That is something to get done. That's good. Corrupt ambassador. Mombasa doesn't like me. That's fine. Over here, your rights are back down to normal, which is great. I don't want to give you more rights, actually. Because if I do that, we end up with problems. So, yeah, granted monopolies, this would bring you up to 76%? Yeah. Okay, we don't want to give you more things. Really. I think we also took, like, the minister or something, so... I'll take this, which is fine, actually. And the burgers, I can give you, like, something back. Something that makes sense. The nobility, I can take this back, probably. Make them a little bit angry, but then I can give it to someone else. I'm just curious as to, you know, where else this would matter. Over here, this would matter a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. We'll give them that. And then over time, they'll become happier again. There we go. So that should increase our economy slightly, maybe? Perhaps? Not really sure. It's a possibility. Yeah, a little bit. That's good. That's good. Fort maintenance is still up here. Well, of course, that's the devastation working its way down. Manpower's coming back. Free admin, which is very nice. Over here, the Mamluks we have a lengthy truce with, I believe. Yeah, until 55. That's many years to do whatever we want here. That's unfortunately kind of like the same amount for, you know, Waleta and stuff. Lose influence, that's fine. Yeah, okay, these guys can stay here. Alternatively, what I'd like to do is actually... You know, I don't really want to do more colonizing right now. That's expensive. So, what we might want to do is just attack the natives. What this will do is, of course, decrease the native numbers. Does that... Get rid of the whole thing, we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Because I don't want to deal with these. I don't want to have my army up. So now there are 0 here. They can't rise up. At least that's how the game theory goes. If they do rise up, then I'm calling BS because they shouldn't exist there. I don't think they come back over time, so... you guys want an alliance? I don't think so, at least. I mean, we could have the possibility of a Diplo vassal here. Yeah, we could have a couple vassals. In fact, an area over here would make a decent vassal. To take Kaffa's stuff and just, you know, do whatever. In fact, I think I'm going to. What's good about you here? What do you have? Defensive ideas, which is good. Discipline. Okay, national tax. You might make a pretty decent vassal, actually. That will increase our force limit, a bit of our income, actually. I think I'll give you these things. Maybe. Take these 2 claims. Of course, we lost our cores whenever we released whatever here, so... we'll do the alliance, and we'll go with a royal marriage here when we can. Oh, well, they already sent me one, so that's cool. Okay, we'll try and bring these guys up so we can vassalize them. Using this as a vassalization. Of course, the proclaim guarantee also bumps it up a little bit. Make that go a little bit faster. Yep, they've cored a little bit of our stuff. We can grab another reform here. I didn't actually look at your reformers, but you're looking okay right now. Yeah, none of these things really matter. I'm not going with the long-term thing, so I'll let you pick your own government reform, as is pretty much tradition here for these saves things. Because you kind of need to focus on your long-term more than I need to focus on your long-term. I'm trying to fix your short-term here. Your legitimacy is also not doing so well because of the regency, of course, which ends in 3 years. We can declare war still, even with the regency, which is nice. So, we'll build a spy network over here. It'll bring in Medribari, which, of course, is also extra land for us, which is nice. And they will join in, by the way. So if we check over here, we have... not war enemies, but of course we're looking for Medribari, and their size is not very much. Okay, good. That's free land we can grab over here. Potentially even another vassal. I like to get a lot of vassals here. Mombasa is still, of course, our ally. Oh, Madribara, we apparently have a royal marriage with you, which means, you know, turning you into a vassal doesn't hurt too bad, which is good. Madribara also insulted us. Thank you very much for that one. Let's grab this and this one, because there's no reason not to. Give us some new troops. The African Plain Warriors, let's go with the mountains, because obviously the mountains. Having the defensive bonus will be very nice, and would you look at that? We could get trade efficiency, or we could get money. Now we can already pay this back, which is nice. I also want to look at your potential buildings. Some good stuff over here. We definitely want to build some trade. Your tax and your workshops are done. These aren't very good either. Okay, yeah, so if anything, a little bit of trade would do well. Or the Diplo. And the Diplo could be used for nothing too special. Nothing too spectacular, actually. So I think I'll go for the money. The money, which of course can be used for a few buildings. There we go. We're already building buildings, which is very, very nice. Right, so our focus on military here. We also now have an income, technically. Meaning we can root out our corruption. Which is very nice. Yeah, we'll do that. Just one loan. Wow, I thought I already got rid of that loan. Okay, never mind. We'll get rid of that one loan, because that's interest that we can pay back. Sorry, I thought I got rid of that loan. I'm stupid. Anyways. Okay, so you guys become my vassal. Very nice. Will give me some things. This is also back up to Tech 12, which is a great thing to have. We'll go with Siege probably as your focus. And we'll be able to get the first claim here. Okay, this will be interesting to get done. Interesting very much. Okay, so we can get the 14 claim here, which is the superior claim, of course. Our vassal also has this claim, but I don't want to hear it. So we'll get rid of that, which will save us a little bit more money. The corruption's okay for now. It goes down over time. And of course, using the spoils of war from vassalizing Madribari here, and feeding our vassal, we can do a couple other things. Now, who are you allied with? No one, but you also have a truce with me, so that doesn't really matter much. We also no longer have one of our generals. We can maybe ask you for... Yeah, we'll have to give the nobility a few extra things here. Anything with grain particularly is nice to give them. Increased force limit, of course. That's a lot of grain for Semian over here. Whose capital was that? Hold on, so we have Semian over here. This over here. Did you change capitals twice? Yeah, you must have changed capitals twice. That's interesting, because you also moved your capital into another Highlands here, which is development costs, when I think you might have farmlands over here. Sorry, that's steppes. Do you have farmlands? Let me check. Just to be sure. Pretty sure it's farmlands. We can check here and look. Maybe I can't? Anyways, anything with this color is kind of farmlands. Okay, no, you don't have farmlands, but you do have things better than highlands to develop in, so that was a little bit weird. Anyways, nothing too much to note about that right now. We'll give the nobility a few extra things here. Probably not this. Probably not. We'll give them that, and we'll give them... What else? What else do we give them? This wouldn't be bad, actually. 40% is what we need. A general very much, the minister, and military power. Which hurts them a little bit, but that's fine. They're a little bit upset, but we do get another general who's not really that good, but also not garbage at least, so... I don't know, a little bit neutral here. Oh, you little bugger. Oh, you little bugger. Hold on, give me a second here. What we're gonna try and do here is just sit here. They might move. Oh, they're going into their capital, of course. Let's go with set you on to supportive real quick. Declare on this guy, it'll bring in Madribari. We'll take Gambella because it's just so much faster to grab. Oh, and they won't bring in... Oh, sorry, I can't bring in Mombasa. I'm dumb. Anyways. Bring this down, move you into here. They're not prepared for this battle, so easy win, obviously. I think it's also a free tick on their capital, but I can't be sure. Not that it did anything this time, but whatever. We can move these guys down to here and just try and siege down pretty much everything. Oh, are you not gonna... I guess they moved out of the way. Hold on, I have an idea at least. Let me grab you on siege. Group up. We'll grab everything but one. Oh, sorry, I did that the wrong way. What I wanted was just to move this one over. This guy can move along. You'll move in there, which is nice. And we'll do our best. We'll do our best to move into here. And try and follow them around. Do things like that. Of course, we need to... I think we'll split in half. And do this, actually. See if they come back down here. I'll grab these things just to make sure they can't create more men first. The colony's almost done, which is good. It's more money to get back, which is solid. I think I'll also maybe tell them to bug off here. I'll break the siege just to try and move them out. Because we also need to move these guys in. Please don't lock in. Good. I don't need these guys grouped up. If I can get rid of them individually, that would be far preferred. Just don't know which one I'm going to go into. Probably the top here, because I don't think they can walk through here, so we can do this. In fact, we can send one up here and one down here, and it'll do the same thing. And it works out better. Okay, so up here we can grab this over there. Also move you over here. Honor him. Ooh, more visitors from Portugal. I think we'll banish him because we want legitimacy. I don't know what this... What do they want here? Christian monarchs. I guess we'll honor him and see where the event chain goes. You know, just in case you wanted to see where that goes. We'll just figure out what it does. Okay, you were actually close to getting that, which is weird. That's a bad roll to start off with. That's an even worse roll to grab. That's an okay, but not very good roll. Wow, we had terrible rolls, but we still won that. What an absolute joke. Okay, so you're going around here. God, I really need to keep track of both armies when I'm doing stuff like this. We did grab that capital, which is good. We'll ask for probably money. Or military aid. Probably military aid, actually. The sooner we can grab these, the more morale I get, and the sooner I become almost on the Mamluk level. Almost, but probably not quite. So we'll go and grab that stack wipe and be done. Okay, I'm so glad the colony's done. Ooh, free military power, very nice. Nope. My one stack got one stacked, of course. Also, apparently I have more cores? Oh, of course, it needs to become a state core. Duh. Marahan is dead. They are so gone. Mombasa, how did you win this? How did you do this? How did you... Sofala and Maravi. Okay, yeah. So about to say, how did you become so powerful? I'm so glad you're my ally. But, like, how? That's my question. My other question is, why wasn't that a stack wipe? That's kind of weird. I don't like walking around the mountains here. One, because it takes so long, and two, because, well, we're always going to end up in a disadvantage no matter where we finish off here, so that's always fun. Okay, that siege is done. I think we might be able to go for the vassalization. Oh, it's just slightly too big. Just slightly too big. Okay. Okay, so we'll go in here. We'll just grab a few things, probably. Because they're like a... Not the co-belligerent. I probably should have co-belligerented, but I'm not that smart for that, so... I don't think I could. Because that would give me a stab hit, actually, because we're, you know, we're all married to them, so that would have given me a stab hit, I believe. But anyways, against you, we can't really vassalize, but we can take these things, and we can take monies and the spoils of war and stuff like that. This area is actually pretty okay development. It's not fantastic by any means, but it's okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead with this. And we'll give ourselves a little bit of extra land. We'll move these guys into here. And, oh, you're actually locked into here, because of course you are. Oh wait, what? You somehow managed to force yourself into this? Okay, that is so weird, but alright. Everlasting friendship, sure, let's go with that. I'm also wondering if I can just swap this to Urania and do this sort of thing here for a full annex. And sorry, do you have... Oh, I was about to say, why does not say full annexation? Because I'm not getting the full annexation, my vassal is. Coalition, but it's not really a coalition. In fact, I'd prefer a coalition fire on me right now. Okay, that was weird. Because that would make my life so much easier. Anyways, we're back on the Great Power list, which is great. We also have a vassal who gives us force limit and free guys, which is nice. As long as they don't have problems, we should be okay. Don't know what you're doing over here. You don't belong here, but we'll just get rid of you real quick. There we go. Alrighty then, we'll bring these guys together, and that's fine as well. How are we doing on the whole everything else department? Not fantastic, but we're doing okay, I guess. Root out corruption's not going to cost me anything, because I'm not going to do that right now. We can also decrease all of our forts to keep our money, you know, alive. That's a little bit of money. Still have that truce. Whenever this truce ends is when the truce with the Mamluks ends, and I don't really like that, so... yeah, I'm a little bit worried. When does it look like we'll get this? 1550, that's 3 years? Okay, that could be okay. That could be alright. Move these guys over. Mombasa is looking pretty thick right now. Pretty darn thick. Yeah, so we're gonna want the Mamluks to declare on us for the second time as well. Probably. We'll decrease this. We're making a whole bunch of money now, which is fantastic. Having lots of money is the good kind, because now we can manage to hire some advisors. I think I'm gonna go with the land force limit. The spy network, I guess, and yearly prestige, actually. That yearly prestige could be worth quite a bit. So getting this yearly prestige actually allows us to get a little bit more morale of armies, which now it's looking a little bit better than it was before. Not by a whole bunch, so like an okay amount. Okay, now we haven't quite fixed the entire save here. We have fixed a few things, but we're not really at that point, so what else do we do? Well, we'd have to pretty much wait for another war with the Mamluks, if anything. But that's also going to be a little bit difficult. This whole thing is going to be difficult. I guess we'll take overseas exploration. We don't have an explorer in any means, whatever, but you can explore later if you want. Right now we have to survive on the mainland before we do anything over here. So, anyways, having more money is great. Having more money is good. We'll drill a little bit, I think. In fact, we'll reinforce and drill because it's like just slightly more maintenance. Because we want to build back some more manpower. The only ways we can get manpower, first of all, hitting this button, which is good. And second of all, hitting this button a few times. Basically, we need morale, we need money, and we need to get more manpower. So far, we're doing okay on that whole thing. We're, of course, going to swap over to this as well. He's half cost, so good buttons to be hitting. We're going to need a few more points as well, yeah. And our, oh, okay, we got a new king, of course. The 152, not great, of course, in the admin department, so that's also the worst thing ever because admin's kind of important, but whatever at this point. Dongola actually just slapped him really hard. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if Dongola would accept a vassalization. They're at -20, but I don't know how high we can make that. Our military compared, and I don't understand the economic base thing. That's always been a weird calculation to me. Like the whole economic base, like, hey, your economic base may be 20 times mine, but I don't think it's really that good, which is weird. It's really weird to me. Anyways. Now, let's see if we can seek out better allies, because we did lose a few, so... Who would be in alliance? Dongola. Well, of course they would. Of course they would. And it's pretty much like having a, whatever here anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. because they'll help us in a defensive war in any case, so... okay. Any other alliance? Any other at all? The Ottomans are... a big old nope. The Mamluks despise me, of course. Aragon is doing really disgusting things over here, actually. Aragon is just kicking some butt. Oh my god, Aragon, you gotta calm down for a second here. Who else has the slightest chance of being my friend? I was thinking people nearby. Yemen, even. No, of course not. Of course not. I'm dumb. Hisin Kaifa is a vassal. Akakoyonlu would die too soon, probably. Yeah, they'd die too soon. Who am I gonna look for here? Oman is a possibility. It might actually be a good possibility. Because they're somewhat far away from us. The Mamluks would have to change a few things for it to work out. Oh, you're also, of course, Coptic, which is nice. Oh, there's a slight chance you might actually, maybe, potentially end up becoming my vassal. Pay some money for army professionalism. No, I don't think we will. That's a little bit expensive there. Of course, I'm also spending money to drill it, but that's a little bit more money than I can afford to spend right now. Of course, speaking of money again, maybe I could have done that and it would have worked out, but anyways. Let's look for maybe building a few more buildings. Nothing over here. Something over here is okay, but I don't think I'll touch it because it's not that good. We might want more manpower, actually, in these two, especially over here. These, like, super massive developments you have. They have space for buildings, and because they have so much development, it's kind of a good idea to use said development. Also, the printing press is here now, and we can't even reform because we're Coptic, so it's no point in really thinking about that much. First of all, we'll give this guy a cannon as well. Try and do those things. Ooh, prestige? Yes, definitely. We definitely want to build up our prestige as much as we can, because, of course, morale. Now over here, 417 because corruption's up a little bit, so... in fact, let's do this. Let's decrease this and start rooting out corruption instead. Yeah, not that much. Not that much. This much. Start building it up over time. Okay, the morale's good. That's fantastic. Vassalization is a possibility. There we go. 2 vassals would be very nice. It's basically free force limit and free money, and I do like having both of those things. They keep going back and forth. It depends if it's a good day or not for them. We'll see. We will see. Why don't you like me very much? Aggressive expansion, of course. Of course that's it. Anything else we can influence, I guess? We can't afford literally 11 ducats. Hold on a second. Let me solve that real quick. Let me just really quickly solve that. And just go back down to here. Influence a nation is plus 25, which is very, very close. And to last a little while. Other than that, of course, a gift is also a possibility, just to bump them up. But before we do anything, we want to make sure we can vassalize them. Which is going to be interesting. To increase our economic value, we can't do too much to increase that. Oh, well, of course, military power, that does that too. That kind of does that too. Okay, we might lose our current heir, but he's kind of bad anyway, so there he goes. Personal union with who? Dongola? Yeah, I guess that's technically true, unless we vassalize them, of course. Oman's looking okay over here. Nope, no line still. Okay. Goods produced. The birth of the church. Ooh. Celebrate Pentecost as usual. No expenses. Ooh, that's expensive. That's not gonna happen, sorry. We'll celebrate as usual. We'll do that whole thing. Let's get some money and try and boost up our manpower. Portugal will be asked for... Ooh. Ask for military aid. That is a very, very good thing to ask for. Military aid against the Mamluks would be great. Something I also wasn't doing for the longest... Never mind. Forget anything I just said there. I will, of course, mothball this. Save us more money. More money is good to be saving. The diet was held, or the diet, whatever you want to call it. We can't do this still yet, though, so it doesn't matter. I wonder how long I've been recording so far, because I feel like it's been a really long time. 50 minutes! Dear God, okay. I'm going to try my best to wrap this up kind of soon-ish. I don't want it to be an entire hour and a half, but sometimes these things take a while. How are you looking for this? Still at -3. That's because we can increase our army size a little bit. If we have manpower, we very much should be using said manpower. Ooh, an heir of 522, significantly better than the previous guy. Vassalization is a good to go thing. We can grab that, as well as improve relations by +5, and that should be... Ooh, more corruption? Really? You gonna do this to me right now? Like right now? Whew, you're gonna make me play a hard game, a tough game here. Of course, of course, of course, of course. We have asked for this... Oh, 7th of April, give me a few days, there we go. We can ask for it, but I don't want to yet because they'll be upset. Actually, no, I'd be okay with them being a little bit upset. We'll grant this, and we will we'll ask for this, which will hurt them a little bit. It'll make them sad, but that's fine. What else can we do here? Maybe increasing this to... And that'll increase the manpower recovery speed, although we're kind of capped on manpower almost. So we'll see how this thing goes. Vassalization of Dongola, there we go. So what we ended up doing here is kind of increasing our power base even further to what it was before the Manlocks, kind of, by having vassals. Now vassals, of course, not only are they like siege walls, kind of, but yeah, that's kind of what they are. They're siege walls with free troops and stuff, and they kind of have better like everything than us. You have full defensiveness and discipline. You over here have full defensiveness, as well as attrition for enemies, which is pretty good. So, yeah. They also have, you know, a decent number of men, which is good. And the money we get, it's not very much, but it's still money. Money's money, and money just works out for us in most times. That's 4 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That isn't quite a full front row, but it's an okay amount to start off with. Having a full force limit is always the good beginning to fighting anyone. So over here, we've brought ourselves up to... Well, we will be at our force limit, so... What are we looking at here? The Mamluks with 41,000, but they're on mercs, and they're kind of on their last legs. They're actually at war with the Ottomans. So if they get crushed hard enough, that is absolutely our opportunity to go in. Absolutely. They're actually the defender. Okay, so we're going to use the Ottomans to our advantage here. That's really the best we can do. Over here, we've already asked for all that we can, so we might as well, I think, buy one more general when the time comes. We'll start producing our spy network in the Mamluks, of course. And we will come back full force, absolutely full force, to come and slap the Mamluks out of our land. They gain influence and loyalty. How are the burghers looking? Okay, that's fine. We'll give them some money, increase the loyalty and influence, which gives me trade efficiency, which, guess what? It's also more money, which is great. Seek support here. The Inquisitor or New World missions? I don't really know. We're more likely to use New World missions, probably, so we'll take this. Especially that admin is kind of important. And it's a little while before we grab the next tech. But of course, we still want to focus on this. Land maintenance modifier decrease. Fort maintenance, fort defense, very good. I mean, think about as much fort defense as we can stack up. It becomes a little bit disgusting after a while. 82 on here. Imagine also that we go up here and we increase this plus 33. So what is that? We can get ourselves a total of like 105... 115 actually, sorry. If I'm doing my math right, which I might not even be, so who knows. I think it's 115. And then with this also, if we get another one, it's like 135. And then if we grab this, it's like 155. So it's yeah, it can go quite a way, quite a long while there. Let's go with, I would assume, ooh, none of these things really apply to us. Especially not this one. Floating batteries or religious wars? Probably religious wars you want to go with. I like how you took this the first time. That's really good. That's a good idea. That's going to take a while to get here, isn't it? What is this province? And why is it getting anything at all? Why is it getting this? Because 20 development, European capital. I don't know why this is European here, but okay, that's cool. Which means it'll take a while to get to us, if anything. I might want to conquer up towards the Mamluks, which, well, of course we want to. But just to see what we can do there. Now, 2 years until the war with the Mamluks. You know, the manpower will be at max. We will have, like, one loan to start off with, or maybe we can get rid of it, I don't know. One of our advisors died, our army organizer, that sucks. In fact, if we can try and grab a different one. No, okay, land maintenance, I suppose, is still good. Save us a bit of money, especially when they're at full maintenance. They cost, you know, just to show you, a little bit, so kind of expensive. Okay, let's see what else we can do here in the meantime. I think it's just a bit of a waiting game, honestly. 10 prestige, yes, keep feeding me prestige, please, I'm begging you. New technology, ooh, not right now, of course, but it would be okay to throw into this. Just for a little while. What else? What else can we do here? I might, maybe, want to turn Dongola into a march, actually. Because they don't pay us very much, but we would also like to have more men to fight with. Because, I mean, honestly, let's be honest, you pay me 0.15 a month. Turning you into a march might be a good idea. Greater military capacity. Military capacity is all what we're really looking at here. I mean, look at this. Look at the things you get for being a march. Look at this. National manpower modifier, manpower recovery speed, land force limit modifier, naval force limit modifier, maintenance modifiers, fort defense, fort maintenance, and I think you can also, if I'm not mistaken, look over here for Dongola, we can, where is it? Sends 10% of your, okay, we can subsidize, of course, which might be a good idea, actually, because we have so much manpower. We can fortify, build upgrades, or a fort in the march, we're not going to do that, but where's the other thing? Send officers! Morale? Plus 20%. Discipline plus 5%. Are you joking? Are you kidding me right now? Do you realize how good that is? Do you realize how absolutely disgusting that can be? So of course we're going to turn them into a march here. Let's try and grab a couple of claims. Nothing on this side, because that wouldn't make any sense, but I guess just like this stuff... Literally right... No. Well, yeah, because it's going to go back down anyway, so... I'll use it. Ooh! They returned something because they're at war with the Ottomans. Oh no, because the Ottomans were at war, they returned something. Sorry, that was the wrong logic operator right there. But the Mamluks are essentially... We can take a look here, actually. I want to take a specific look here. Not that, actually. Not your income. I know it's bigger than mine. You don't have to flex like that. But what I'm looking for is actually... Over here, where is it? The score menu is what I'm looking at. Looking for your admin score or something. Score. Yeah, let's go with score comparison. Your admin. Oof, that kind of hurts. That hurts a little bit for you. Unfortunately, you don't have loans though, which is weird. But oh well. If we were to go to war, it would bring in a lot of people. Actually, Kataman, Yaz, which is very small actually, and Funj, which is right here. Actually, we can deal with those, no problem. Now that I think about it. Also, this desert fort is just so cancer. We don't want that desert fort. I can't even explain to you how much cancer that is. God, it's kind of disgusting. Okay, so the Ottomans have given us some good stuff. They returned our province, so we like them. They don't really like us very much. Especially because you're allied to Yemen. That's scary. That's exceedingly scary, actually. Don't like that. But all we can really do here is perhaps begin. Maybe... I don't really know how much time we can spend on this, actually. Mamluks are actually no longer even considered our rival. It's a little bit weird. But yeah, I don't know how much time we can spend on this whole thing. I might have to leave you to do the war with the Mamluks yourself. I'm not looking for score comparison anymore, sorry. I'm looking for... Mamluks. Their morale increase is... not as much as ours now, so our morale's higher than theirs. They have bigger discipline. Pfft, whatever. maybe we can get discipline through our army. Not right now, but maybe later. God, my throat's dying too, because I've been talking for a full straight hour. Okay. So, the eve of the truce is upon us. I think we're set to go to war here. If we really wanted to do this. I think we will, actually. Of course, we want to create a general soon. Although our army tradition, I'm assuming, is garbage. Yeah, okay, great. Also, we don't have this truce anymore, I don't think, so... We could, in theory, actually go to war against Madahan, which might be better. It might be better, actually. Bringing Yemen and Mata. Although crossing into Yemen is going to be impossible. We'll save that for another time. I think the best opportunity right now is to strike the Mamluks when they're not expecting it. What is your traditions? Really high, actually. Minus 0.92 adds to... Let's see here. Like 3.7, I think. So our morales are rather evenly matched, which is nice. I'm kind of low-key looking for a possibility for some things. Truce with the Mamluks. Hey, it's over. Would you look at that? They also have Baluchistan for some reason. We're gonna make it something really, really simple. Actually, they gave us both of these things back. So, like, I don't even know what you would want to do. Either a war here or a war with the Mamluks. In either case, you're pretty much prepared for another war. I think I'm gonna end up leaving this one to you. The only thing that the Mamluks have that, you know, we have the core on that wasn't, you know, previously. You know what I'm trying to say. The only thing that we lost in this entire situation was this, and we have the recovered everything. I think you can carry this on. I think we're kind of out of time for doing this whole thing. But yeah, this is, I consider, a decently saved game. It's not the greatest thing. I think I definitely, if I had more time, could have done more. But so far, I think you can do okay with this. I think I'm going to return this back to you. You make the next decision. The Mamluks down here, I do recommend one of them soon. Anyways, hopefully you're okay with this game. This is Quarbit signing off, and as always, have a fantastic day. I would like to give a massive shout out to the following amazing patrons. In the $1 tier, we have Quiet Guy, Quagersol, Rising Runner, and Dylan M. In the $5 tier, we have Mezid Max. And in the $20 tier, we have Chewy Shoot. You guys are doing an amazing job helping me to move this channel forward, and I cannot possibly thank you enough.